Theme number 2, I am going to talk to you about how to do ruching. Have you ever done ruching before? Ruching, I don't know, however you want to say it. Rouching? I don't think it's rouching, but it is ruching. So I thought it would be fun to share with you a little tutorial on how to do ruching. And I'll show you, let me show you first something that we use it in, and then I'll show you how it's done. It's really fun and really easy, and you know, you can add it to anything to add some great embellishments. So what I'm going to show you, this is from Kimberbell. You all know this one. So cute. This is a slice of summer, I think they call it. So that cute watermelon bench pillow. And look at let's pull this over. Other side, Kris. There we go. This, my friends, is ruching. That rind. Isn't that cute? So on this rind, rather than just doing a plain, you know, just a plain applique, of course that wouldn't be Kimberbell if you just did that, right? So she has done ruching instead to make that really pop out. So kind of fun. And it really is quite easy to do. I've seen where people have done ruching for like flowers. You know, if they want to add some dimension to a quilt and they're wanting to put together like cute little three-dimensional flowers. Where else have I seen it? The watermelon rinds. I've seen it as vines. I've seen it on the edges of little skirts for girls. There's a lot of places where you can actually use ruching, and if you've never done it before, it actually is kind of fun, a fun little technique to learn. So what the first thing you're going to do is that you need to take a strip of fabric and fold it. Let me see. We need to make kind of like a bias tape where you're going to fold it in the center and then fold it in the center again the other way and then press it. But of course we're going to use this handy dandy little bias tape maker to help us with that. So I'm going to bring you over here to my ironing station right there. Let's see, right there. And you use the same technique no matter what size you know, bias tape maker you're going to do. Just kind of the rule of thumb is whatever size tape maker you're using, you're going to double the width of the fabric. So this is a 3/4 inch bias tape maker, so I'm going to cut this to be 1.5 inches wide. So I'll go ahead and put that inside the little tape maker. I put it from the back, from that big opening right there, and I'm just going to kind of slide it through. There we go. And it's starting to go in. And what I like to do is I like to take, this is a needle right here that I'm going to use in a minute. So I like to take a pin or a needle and just kind of help that guide that through that little channel until peekaboo, there we go. I see the little piece come out. All right. So now that that's done, what that has done is it's folded both edges into the center. So then I'll take my iron and I'm just going to press this, whoops, there we go, all along. Let me see if you guys can, let me get a little bit better angle here for you. There we go. So when I push this down and I just slide this along, you're going to have your bias tape. It's pretty slick. There we go. All right. So you can see that the two sides, the two edges have been brought in together towards the center. And now I have a beautiful finish on both edges. It's both folded in on both sides. All right. So now what you're going to do is with needle and thread. Now I've tried this with the sewing machine. I actually prefer doing it by hand instead because it is such a small piece, and if you've never done this before, you'll see why here in just a minute. So I'm actually going to show you the by hand method. So I went ahead and I doubled my thread. Just because there's nothing worse than having your thread break right in the middle of doing this project. I'll go ahead and tie a knot in it. And you guys know how I do my knots. I just take the thread from the bottom, bring it up to the top, abracadabra, boom. I wrap it around 3 times and then I pull it down, and there's my knot at the bottom. I don't know how well you can see that. Anyway, it's there. So the idea here is that you are going to create a zigzag stitch starting from the bottom, going up to the top, and then a zigzag down, and then a zigzag up, and a zigzag down, all the way across this. A couple things to note is that you are stitching from the side that is open. Okay, you are stitching from that side, not from the nice clean side, but you're stitching from this side. And the other thing to remember is you always keep your thread on top. Don't go around the edge of the fabric. So let me go ahead and let's see if I can, does that look good? I think, okay. So I'm going to bring my needle up, and there's a knot there, so it's not going to go anywhere. And I'm just going to take some quick running stitches all the way up to the top without going over to the other edge. Remember what I said? Your thread always remains on top of this, this piece. All right, so I got up to the top. Now I'm going to go back down. So let's see if I can manipulate this here. There we go. The stitches are fairly long, okay? It's only going to take you a couple, maybe 3 or 4 stitches to get to the other side is all. And now I'm going to turn it around, and I'm going to go back up to the top. See, I did 4 stitches. And just kind of flip it this way. Again, remembering all the stitches are on top. Now, if I were doing this normally for a project, I would use the same color thread. Here I'm just using red thread so that it would stand out a little bit more to you. But I would definitely be using green thread on this one so that it doesn't show. All right, so just relax, take your time. Like I said, you could certainly do this on the sewing machine, but because you would just, I don't know. To me, I just feel like I have more control doing it this way, and it just takes you a few extra minutes is all. But if you are absolutely certain that you are not going to do this by hand, then what you'll do is you'll set it up at a long basting stitch and go from there. Again, make sure that you don't go around to the other side, or else this technique is not going to work. You need to just go up and down, zigzag formation, back and forth until you get to the very end. All right, so as I finish that, let me find out if there's any questions, and I will then show you the finished product. Laura says she needs to practice that knot. She is so bad at it. Yeah, give it some practice. It really is a simple knot to do. Again, bring that bottom up to the top, wrap it around 3 times, grab onto it and pull it down. You'll get it. Betty Jo likes the fabric on my ironing station. Isn't that cute? I couldn't even tell you where I got it. It's been so many years. And Bill says she's a machine girl. I know. This really isn't too bad though. I promise. Okay, Denise asked, what does it look like on the back? I'll show it to you here in just a second. Lynn has made some flowers with ruching. Good. Yeah, they're so fun. Okay, I'm just about ready. All right, so before I pull it, I'm going to show you what it looks like on the back. The lighting is terrible today where I'm at. It's just going up and down zigzag, okay? And again, that's why I would be using green thread, all right? So with this opening on this side, you can see that I've also done that. Now, this is where the magic happens, okay? Because now I'm going to pull it. You see why I like to double my thread? It would be like gathering and you would have it break right in the middle. It'd be so sad. Okay, so I'm just very gently tugging on this. It's like this little snake. Look how that starts to develop. Let's see. This is a very small piece. I think on the watermelon, I believe she used like a one, well, maybe it's a 1-inch finished, or I don't know. I'd have to look at that again, but it's bigger. And of course, you don't have to use a bias tape maker. If you just wanted to fold it in, you could definitely do that. You did do ruching with the serger, Janine, but it was a little bit different. It wasn't this same technique, because this one goes up and down kind of at a zigzag, and it might be a little bit harder to tell on this one, but look how it just scrunches up. So cute. Most likely you're not going to see the red thread, but I still, if I were doing it for a project, I would still go green. Now let me, that's a very small one, but can you see a few things here? If I were to turn this around and around and around, I've made a little flower. All right. If I were to keep it like this, I've made a really cute flower stem. Boy, I need to get a better light. Okay, now this isn't, I can just kind of manipulate it a little bit, but I've made a really fun flower stem. I've seen butterfly wings done this way, but this is what inspired me to share this with you today, because this has been such a popular pattern here at the shop. And so when I was looking at this today, I thought, oh, that's what I'll share. I'll show them how to do ruching, right? So this is a much bigger piece to do it on. But do you see how it kind of goes up and down and up and down? It is so cute. So much fun. Yep, Shauna, exactly. She's like, yeah, that's what the June bench pillow uses. Sure does. Look at that. So cute. So anyway, just a fun little technique to add to your, to add to your arsenal, right?